We're taking a break in this episode to quickly tell you about Anchor.fm as a fantastic podcast recording software. So, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, let me tell you, it has been the absolute easiest way to make a podcast in my experience. I just switched over from a different podcast software about a month ago. Anchor has everything all you need in one place. And it has been the best experience in my 2 years of podcasting that I've had so far. So Anchor has all the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Being able to record from my phone has been such a game changer because I can be out and about, I can be in my yard, and I swear it doesn't even pick up the background noise that much. It's been incredible. So when hosting on Anchor, you can also distribute your podcast on other listening platforms like Spotify and Apple, so you can reach a bigger audience. This has been everything I've needed to make my podcast, and it's super simple. It's super simple. It's very intuitive. It's very, very easy to get started, and it's free, the best part. So, if you are an aspiring podcaster, you're an already established podcaster, or you're just someone who wants to learn about podcasting and has had a dream to have a podcast and wants to get started, I highly recommend getting started with Anchor. Just go to download the Anchor app, Anchor, onto your phone, or on desktop, you can go to anchor.fm, Anchor.fm to get started today. Happy podcasting, everybody. Are you a mom that's currently trying to figure out how you're going to manifest your goals this summer while the kids are on summer break? Maybe you started out the year with the best intentions. You journaled your desired manifestation and you worked towards it for the first 5 months of the year. But now that the summer is here, your schedule has changed and you might need the extra support to move forward. Don't worry, all is not lost. I'm offering a summer 1-to-1 mini intuitive coaching session for moms who desire that extra boost and support to help you stay on track and to use your intuitive power to get super aligned in what you're desiring to manifest in your life and your business. So it's a session where we'll dig deep into your intuitive power and we'll go into what you can quickly implement to get your goals moving this summer, even with the kids at home, with different schedules, with going on vacations, and all of those fun things that come with the summertime and being a mom. So if you're ready to jump into a supercharged session where we go deep and start to unwind some of your underlying stories and resistance, then my 1-to-1 intuitive coaching session may be what your soul is calling you to do. Think of this as unlocking your intuitive power, where we dig deep into your inner self so you can unlock your next steps towards those big, wild goals that you're desiring to manifest into the world. Because our goals don't just stop when summer comes, right? So this is a way for you to keep that momentum going. The session comes with 3 days of Voxer access so we can exchange ideas after our 1-to-1. Also included is a mini intuitive card reading so you can set the tone for your manifestations that you want to bring to life this summer and beyond. So go to the link in the show notes to book your session so you can unlock your intuitive power this summer and set yourself up to manifest your biggest goals. You found this podcast because you're a mom who wants to disrupt what is expected of you. You're passion-focused, purpose-driven, and ready to break through to your own version of success and finally build a life and business that is totally on your own terms and led from your inner guidance system. You're not interested in replicating what someone else told you was successful. You're 100% ready to design your own reality in life and business, and you're here for it, all of it. I see you, I hear you, I am you. So let's get started in turning our dreams into bite-sized actionable steps to launch forward toward our dreamy, soulful, fulfilling, and joyful lives and businesses. Welcome to the Moms with a Purpose show. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a live recording of the Confessions of a Working Mom podcast. This is my first time doing this, so it's really an experiment. We'll see how this works. I'm super excited because the topic that I'm talking about today is actually going to be around fear and facing our fears, because with Halloween coming up, I thought it was the perfect time to talk about facing fears. So I just want to talk to you as moms and as working moms. What are some of your fears that you're currently experiencing that are holding you back? They might be holding you back from stepping into your own version of success. They might be holding you back from pursuing a dream that's been on your heart and mind. Let me know, what are your fears? And as I record this, I'm going to try and check if I could see comments. Like I said, I am new to this. This is me facing my fear of live video. So you are along for the ride with me in facing my fear of going live. So let me know, what are some of your fears that you feel are holding you back from really stepping into your dream working mom life? What are some of those fears? So for me personally, I've had to overcome many fears in my life, from feeling like I'm not good enough to dealing with imposter syndrome and a huge fear of failing. Fear of failing is a big reoccurring fear that I've had throughout my entire life. And so for over almost a decade, I stayed in a job that I disliked on the good days, was in a really dark place on the worst days in that job. But I was super afraid of stepping into the unknown, of stepping into something new, because what if I failed? What if I fell flat on my face and failed? And what if I walked away from that job that was, it did provide a sense of security? And what if I took a leap into the unknown? And what if I fell flat on my face? What if I couldn't replace my income? All of these what ifs constantly swimming through my head. Finally, I came to a point where I had to look all my fears in the face and ask myself, is this a legitimate concern, or is it false evidence appearing real? So false evidence appearing real, FEAR equals fear. I came to the conclusion that staying in that particular job would bring me even more frustration, more negative thoughts, and put me in an even darker place than I already was. So therefore, I decided my dreams were stronger than my fears, and I had to make that decision from that headspace. So since then, I've come up against the same fear over and over again. Each time I want to launch into something new, it's sort of like a new level is new devil, but each time the fear resurfaced, I've built up an arsenal of tools to deal with the fear and to prevent it from derailing my progress. So the truth is that we all have at some point made up these scenarios in our minds of what could possibly go wrong if we take a chance on something new, if we take a chance on the unknown. And you know this feeling, it's like those little movie reels of anxiety that play through our mind constantly throughout the day. Our minds will actually make up a reality that doesn't exist sometimes, trying to convince us that we need to stay in our place because taking a chance could lead to unknown consequences. And God forbid we want that to happen, right? Some of those consequences can actually be positive, FYI. So now some of these fears are derived from childhood and they're deep-seated. We really have to work on uncovering them. And sometimes we notice the first one at the surface. And we have to keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper, like peeling off layers of an onion to reach the core of the fear. It's an ongoing process, and it gets easier with practice. I can tell you that from experience. So, but if we never take a chance on getting to the root of our fear and assessing whether it's truly a threat and a danger, or if it's something that may seem way less scary once we look the fear straight in the face and tell it, you will no longer control my life, I release you, then we'll never discover what could possibly be waiting for us on the other side of the fear. And my experience has often been intense clarity, hope, happiness, fulfillment, purpose, all things that I'm sure all of you as purpose-driven and goal-driven moms want to have in their lives. So it really took me digging deeper than I ever have in my mindset work to uncover those deep-rooted fears, releasing them in order to break through to the next level in my life and my career and business life. So really what I just wanted to come on here today and talk about was looking fear in the face, breaking through sort of our stories that we tell ourselves about why we can't do things, and really giving yourself the chance to take that next baby step towards that big dream that you have on your heart and mind. Because when you do, you're going to get to a place that is just so much more fulfilling and happy and joyful than you've ever imagined. And sometimes all it takes is just knocking those one or two of the fears that are holding us back, knocking those to the ground, telling them we're no longer going to have them around. It's not to say they're going to go away entirely because it is a process, but if we can just start taking the time to recognize the fears and tell ourselves we're going to do it anyways, in spite of the fears, because the fears are stories that we're telling ourselves in our minds. Like I said, they could have come from childhood. They could have come from former experiences that, sort of had a traumatic experience with, and that's where the fear might be surfacing from. These are all things that could be worked through, though, when you start looking at these fears and assessing whether they really have the ability to hinder your progress, to help you, to prevent you from creating your own version of success. Because that's really what my message of this whole thing is that I really want working moms and purpose-driven moms to realize that you can create your own version of success in your lives. You don't have to follow an ideal version of success. You don't have to follow what someone else told you to do. You can throw all of that out the window and start living your own version of success, what lights you up, what fulfills you. And I am here for every step of the way with you for that. If you ever need support on any of that, I'm here. I'm going to be launching new podcast content, probably December, January timeframe. And we're going to be really diving deep into exploring topics of finding your own version of success, finding fulfillment in your life, and I'm going to be offering some exciting new ways to work with me as well. So look out for that. So with that, I just wanted to say I really appreciate all of you following this podcast and this platform. And thank you for listening. If you are listening to this today, thank you for supporting me. And I just broke through one of my big fears of being live on video. As long as this video streamed correctly, I might have just been talking and maybe nobody's listening. That's probably another fear, like that I'm going to put content out and nobody's listening. I might as well just keep telling you all of my fears as we're walking through fears today, 2 days before Halloween. So thank you so much for supporting this platform. Please let me know how I can help you. Send me a message, DM, email me, Kelly at the Working Mom Collective, and I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween weekend with your families. Thank you so much for tuning into the Moms with a Purpose show today. I am so grateful that you've decided to listen to my podcast. I am so excited to continue bringing you valuable content that will help you in your purposeful and passion-filled mom life going forward. So if you enjoyed the content on this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. In addition, I want to invite you to join my Facebook group called Moms with a Purpose. I will leave the link in the show notes, but I would really love for you to join. We touch on all of the topics talked about on this podcast, plus feature free challenges and a chance to meet other purpose-driven moms that are out there following their passions and pursuing their dreams just as you are in their own unique ways. So I would love to see you in the Facebook group. Until next time, have a great week, and thank you so much for tuning in.